interest in environmental issues, not least locally produced food.
Suddenly, I started to look at what my values were, what my life is, what I do with myself, and I felt a responsibility to connect somewhere, and it was the Green Party that held it for me.
For the English local elections, the party has clearly set out its stall with an anti-cuts message. Its plans to build on its total of 117 councillors by appealing to protest voters that might have previously gone to the Liberal Democrats. But any gains could be squeezed by a stronger showing from Labour. Rising food and fuel prices have also made some voters question going green.
The realities are that you've got to live your life as well. So you've got to still drive your cars, you've still got to fly on aeroplanes, you still have to do all of those things.
At the other end of the country in Brighton, the party's first MP says the Greens do have a serious economic plan, but that deep cuts are not the way to bring down the deficit.
But instead to invest in jobs, to get people back into work again. That way you get their taxes going into the revenue, you're not paying out on redundancies, on benefits and so on.
But what about the things that you would cut? Where would you make the savings?
Well, we would want to crack down on tax evasion, tax avoidance. That costs us billions every year in this country. We'd look again at the top rate of taxation. We'd keep the 50% on salaries of 100,000 and above, for example. We'd be very happy to make some cuts. We would cut Trident with great pleasure. Despite the party's higher profile, this year's local elections could be difficult for the Greens.
The Greens didn't do very well in the last general election, although they won a seat for the first time. And so kind of things were looking a bit bleak for them, I think. On the other hand, you know, when you've got an unpopular government and a not wildly popular opposition, where are people to go? And quite often they will go to small parties.
The challenge for the party at this year's elections will be not only to hold on to ground gained, but also to broaden their appeal across the country, picking up votes and support from the major parties. Jo Coburn, BBC News, Lancaster.
History